Well, hello again, Solis Wealth family. Greg Solis here with the update. First on the family front. For those that don't live here in the desert, you probably aren't aware, but April is just like a massive festival month. We have two weekends of Coachella and then a weekend of Stagecoach. And these are huge festivals with literally upwards of 100,000 people showing up for each one of those festivals. And of course you get people in town, my kids come in town, and so a lot goes on, but it was great having the kids in town. Emily came down for Easter and Coachella, and then Nicole was here for both Coachella and Stagecoach, and then Jack came out for Stagecoach. So we've been having a good time, spending some time, and we actually snuck in and watched a little bit of Stagecoach. I stay away from Coachella, but we went and checked out a little bit of Stagecoach. We had a good time. Anyways, I hope you and your family are doing well also. Trying to keep you more abreast with these markets being so volatile. So we've been doing these weekly updates instead of every other week just to kind of keep you up to date. And again, last week turned out to be a good week. That's good. The markets, as you know, were off in this last little bear market with the S&P 500 was in a bear market territory, being down about 20%, the NASDAQ about 25%. The S&P 500 is rallied back. We're only down about 10% now, so we're still, down quite a bit, but we got a lot back, and a lot of that came last week. The NASDAQ is now down about 14%, down from about 25%. Now we're only down about 14%. So we got a nice little bounce back. There's still some optimism that some of these tariff negotiations are going to get resolved. And again, the GDP numbers and corporate earnings look pretty good. Year over year, as we're watching all the earnings report come out on the S&P 500, earnings are up on average about 10% year over year. So that's the good news. This is going to be a big week with earnings. There's about 180 of the S&P 500 companies that will report this week, including 4 of the 7 Magnificent 7 companies. So we're going to see a lot of movement on that. Now, so far what we've seen, as I mentioned, is earnings look good, but the problem is they aren't giving us much projections for the future. So the future looks very murky because we don't know how these tariffs are going to affect the economy and therefore corporate earnings. So the companies are just being very hesitant on giving us any guidance of what might happen in the third quarter, fourth quarter, etc. So we're hoping that some of this tariff talk negotiations are going to start getting resolved. It looks like Japan and India are real close to having a deal. As those start rolling out, we think that the markets will get a little more comfortable having an idea of where these tariffs are going to fall. So a lot going on right now, and we got the GDP number will come out later this week. So we got a lot of economic reports, and the big deal again is seeing if these tariff wars will create inflation, potentially slow the economy down, and that's concerning to the market. If we could negotiate some of these deals and if they get resolved, we think that we could potentially see a nice little bounce back. So we got to hang on tight though. The good news is interest rates remain stable. They came down, the 10-year treasury came down from about 4.5% to about 4.25%. That's good. Bond prices are good. Again, there's some other investments that are holding up quite nicely. Equity markets have recovered quite nicely. So again, it's very volatile. It's a tough time. It's an unsettling time. But hang on tight. Again, we feel very confident over the next 3 years, 5 years, and especially when we look out into the future, that the markets will be a lot higher than where they are today. But it's going to continue to be a bumpy road until we get some of this stuff squared away. So hang on tight. If you need me and you need us, we're all here. We're all got all hands on deck, as I've mentioned before. Of course, if there's any questions or concerns, never hesitate to call. We're here for you. My very best to you and your family. Take care and God bless.